Hello everyone. This is going to be a bit of a different video, or at least a new type of video for me, because I have been asked to make a reaction video to Genius Primate's, go subscribe to him by the way, Psittacosaurus Prehistory profile. Since he took my request for the Helicoprion video, I might as well repay the favor, especially since Psittacosaurus is one of my favorite dinosaurs. Alright, no more introduction. Let's get into it.
Okay, so 32% of people have voted for Psittacosaurus, and 25% of people have voted for both Parasaurolophus and the dodo, and over 17% of people have voted for Cornobiodentiocutus. Alright, on to the video then.
Gonna be honest, it was hard to pick just one animal in this poll, at least for me. All the choices are some of my favorite prehistoric/extinct animals. I love dodo birds. I actually met one of them. Parasaurolophus is an icon of the hadrosaur dinosaurs. Cronopio, which is literally IRL scrat. In the end, I just went for Psittacosaurus because I think it's underrated. So I'm glad it won, but I hope the others also get their own prehistoric profiles eventually.
Hello again, it's me, the Genius Prime here again. And you're watching the other episode of Prehistory Profile. So today we're going to talk about one of the most well-studied dinosaurs. I'd like to introduce you, Psittacosaurus.
That's right, Psittacosaurus is one of the most studied dinosaurs. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of oftentimes complete specimens from all across Eastern Asia. We found skeletons from babies to adults, and like its cousins, Protoceratops and Triceratops, Psittacosaurus has observable growth stages, or ontogeny. Most baby and juvenile specimens are unearthed with older specimens either with or nearby the young, suggesting Psittacosaurus were great parents that looked after their offspring, likely a key factor in their genus's success. Some Psittacosaurus specimens are even preserved with soft tissue impressions, like skin and feathers.
Its name means parrot lizard. It's named so because of its parrot-like beak, which gave it its name.
I also wonder if Psittacosaurus could mimic sounds like parrots. Incredibly speculative, I know, but it's something to think about.
Psittacosaurus lives in Mongolia, China, Russia, India, all over Asia.
I don't know if Psittacosaurus has any specimens from India, but they did reach Thailand, which is close. Who am I kidding? There's probably Psittacosaurus in India. We just haven't found them yet. These guys were everywhere. They were practically the Lystrosaurus of Asian ceratopsians.
During the early Cretaceous period, over 122 to 100 million years ago, Psittacosaurus can grow up to 6.5 feet in length, 2 feet in height, and weigh up to 44 pounds or 22 kilograms. Now for some Splatooners or Splatoon fans watching this, I'm sorry for putting small fry as a size comparison. It's just, that makes small fry even smaller when you compare it to Psittacosaurus.
Ah, so more like this?
Psittacosaurus is a herbivore. This small ceratopsian only eats ferns, but also can sometimes eat some types of plants. The animal usually gather in groups, like we've shown here. But they also sometimes eat fish and other types of meat just to supplement their diets, if food is scarce.
Herbivores supplementing their diet with meat isn't rare for most animals, especially since some early marginocephalians, aka the group of dinosaurs that contains ceratopsians, have been considered to be omnivores. However, I don't think fish would be of particular interest even to a hungry psittacosaur. The meat in their diet was likely from bone marrow or insects, like how the Pachycephalosaurus and prehistoric planet foraged for them. But I get this is probably the only footage of a Psittacosaurus not eating plants, so whatever.
One of the most unique features in Psittacosaurus is their quills. To top it all off, Psittacosaurus have elongated quills on its tail, and it was the only first non-theropod dinosaur to ever have evidence of feathers.
Yep, Psittacosaurus was the first non-theropod dinosaur found with feathers. Those weird quills on its tail, those are feathers. Just a very primitive form of feather, a proto-feather, if you will. In fact, we now know that non-theropod feathers in dinosaurs predate Psittacosaurus. Currently, the oldest non-theropod dinosaur with evidence of feathers is the tiny Culindrodromeus from the Middle Jurassic of Russia. Like Psittacosaurus, Culindrodromeus was an ornithischian dinosaur and a distant relative of ornithopods like hadrosaurs and ankylopolexians. It's because of dinosaurs like Psittacosaurus and Culindrodromeus that we know now that feathers were likely an ancestral trait to all dinosaurs, not just theropods.
But these feathers are like the feathers we see in modern birds, but rather more like the quills of both concavenator and the porcupine, as well as in hedgehogs. They use their quills for intimidation display against predators and mating display when the mating season kicks in.
Just like modern male peacocks with their tail fans.
And like most herbivorous dinosaurs, Psittacosaurus don't have teeth.
Huh? But Psittacosaurus does have teeth, and so do a lot of other herbivorous dinosaurs. It's just that these back teeth were fused into huge molar batteries in the back of the mouth used to grind food, while the beak did the cutting and snipping, like huge physical hedge trimmers. I don't know, maybe it was a mistake or something.
Basically, it has a pear-like beak which gave it its name. So, how did it consume their foods? Well, by gastroliths. When Psittacosaurus is hungry, it will gobble up some gastroliths, which are rocks that used to grind and chew food in one of the bird's stomachs. So that way the bird can digest it. That will be the same thing to Psittacosaurus.
Okay, this is true. Some Psittacosaurus specimens have been preserved with small rocks in their stomach contents. As Genius Primate just explained, these are called gastroliths, and they aid in digestion. Many other dinosaurs like sauropods and even modern birds use gastroliths to help crush plant matter into a digestible pulp.
And it uses those gastroliths to grind up food, like we see here in Dino Tricks Adventures, where Psittacosaurus gobble up some gastroliths or some rocks from Mexico, and just to gobble up the carrot and chew it in a second stomach. And Psittacosaurus usually just grow very differently. When born, the Psittacosaurus is basically born quadrupedal, like most ceratopsians, but then becomes a bipedal animal when fully grown.
Yep, like I explained in the beginning, we know a lot about Psittacosaurus' ontogeny, or study of their development from hatchling to adult. The babies walk differently than the adults, moving on all fours, then switching to a bipedal locomotion as they get older.
And basically, Psittacosaurus need those quills just to scare off predators. Those predators in this ecosystem include both Eutyrannus and Raphinomammus.
Raphinomammus is especially interesting because we have preserved fossil evidence that Raphinomammus actively hunted Psittacosaurus. In some older specimens, baby Psittacosaur bones were found in the stomach contents of an adult Raphinomammus, but recently, a fossil preserving an adult Psittacosaurus locked in combat with a Raphinomammus was discovered just last year. The specimen is a marvel of fossilization, akin to the fighting dinosaurs of Mongolia, and it goes to show that not every mammal in the Mesozoic was a tiny pushover. Man, we need a Raphinomammus prehistory profile.
Basically, there are over about 11 species of Psittacosaurus. All these 11 species are part of the Psittacosaurus genus. And the only question is, why it's the most well-studied dinosaur? Well, because Psittacosaurus was the only dinosaur that doesn't have any feathers with preserved melanosomes. What are melanosomes, you may ask? Well, melanosomes are preserved skin cells that indicate different patterns of colors, which only done with feathered dinosaurs because they preserve melanosomes better. But some specimens have some colors that have preserved from time. The most perfect example of this of a scaly dinosaur with preserved melanosomes is this nodosaurid ankylosaur called Borealepelta, which was discovered to have a reddish-brown color, thanks to the mummified specimen. So, does that beg the question that Psittacosaurus do have color that have discovered? Well, not in half of some of the species, but there's only one species of Psittacosaurus that have preserved melanosomes thanks to one mummified specimen. That being the most famous Psittacosaurus species, Psittacosaurus mongoliensis, the Mongolian parrot lizard, and it was discovered to have some preserved melanosomes. from the mummified specimen. And they were so shocked because they realized that Psittacosaurus mongoliensis colors are black and brown, which helps them to blend into an environment on the undergrowth. It usually just camouflages itself from predators, like Tyrannosaurus and Mammoths, like I stated earlier.
This is actually a really interesting topic. So basically, some dinosaur skin impressions preserve fossilized melanosomes, or cells involved with the pigmentation of skin or feathers. From these melanosomes, we can deduce the color of certain dinosaurs, like the dark red armor of Borylopelta, but also the dark camouflage colors of Psittacosaurus, the orange and white striped tail of Sinosauropteryx, and the iridescent glossy feathers of Microraptor.
So yeah, there you have it. All the amazing fun facts about the Psittacosaurus. If you liked the video, then please leave a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe to watch more biology videos on the Genius Primate channel.
I certainly will.
And on my new post, which is a voting poll, you're going to choose and vote on which prehistoric animal would you want it to vote. There are 4 prehistoric animals. The Sarcombobumps, the Shantungosaurus, the Albertosaurus, and the Elasmotherium.
I voted for Elasmotherium.
So, let me know on your votes. And this is the Monkey Man, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Prehistory Profile. Peace.
Alright, that's the video. Overall, very informative, educational, and enjoyable. I certainly loved it. Genius Primate, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoyed my reaction, and for everyone else, I hope you enjoyed this informative look into one of my favorite dinosaurs. Again, this is my first time doing something like this, so I hope it turned out alright. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.